The landscape of European football has changed dramatically with some of the best strikers of this generation no longer playing for top clubs. Messi and Suarez are in the USA, and Cristiano, Neymar, and Benzema have gone to Saudi Arabia. This has given other top strikers and wingers the chance to shine on the biggest stage. In our previous 2 episodes, we looked at the best defenders and midfielders, where the changes have been minimal this season. 2023-24 has seen a huge transition from the top stars that we mentioned to some of the newest rising talents. So without further ado, let's take a look at the best forwards of 2024. And make sure to stay until the end, because we've got one name that is sure to surprise you. Number 10. Robert Lewandowski. We may be used to seeing Lewandowski at the top of these rankings, but perhaps age has taken a toll on him, as the Pole is no longer the player with the incredible stat of 50 or more goals per season. Nevertheless, the 2023-24 season was a relatively good one for Lewandowski, and he fully deserves to be included in our rankings. He finished the season with 34 goal contributions, including 18 goals and 8 assists in La Liga. In contrast to his first season at Barcelona, when he won the Pichichi Award as the league's top scorer, Lewandowski once again proved himself to be not only an elite finisher, but also a fine creator. However, it is a fact that the start of the season was very slow for Robert, who showed his form since the start of 2024. He had some great performances throughout the calendar year, including the 2 goals against Napoli, the hat-trick against Valencia, and the 3 goal involvements at the Civitas Metropolitano against Atletico Madrid. It will also be interesting to see how his form develops under his former coach Hansi Flick, who has been tipped to replace Xavi next season. Number 9. Serhou Guirassy. The Stuttgart striker has undoubtedly been one of the sensations of the season in the Bundesliga, and while much of the focus has been on Bayer Leverkusen's title triumph, Stuttgart have also performed incredibly well, finishing second ahead of Bayern Munich. Striker Serhou Guirassy played a huge part in Stuttgart's qualification for next season's Champions League, finishing the campaign as the Bundesliga's second top scorer with 28 goals. As well as his incredible goal-scoring ability and positioning in the penalty area, Guirassy's season was memorable for 2 other reasons. He was sidelined several times during the campaign with minor injuries, but still managed to finish with the highest goal tally of his career, 33. It was also only his second season in Stuttgart, and his performances are likely to attract a lot of interest in the summer transfer window. Number 8. Artem Dovbyk. Next up is another sensation who's done wonders for his team, Girona, who finished 3rd in La Liga ahead of Atletico Madrid and qualified for the Champions League for the first time in their history. Indeed, the combination of experienced players such as Eric Garcia, Paulo Gazzaniga, and Daley Blind, with the talents of Savio, Viktor Tsygankov, and Artem Dovbyk has worked wonders for Girona, who have been one of the biggest surprises of the memorable 23-24 season. As for the team's regular striker, Dovbyk, who has been in fine form throughout the whole season, has been the vital piece in the attack that Michel desperately needed last season. 6 foot 2 inches, an astonishing physical presence, a deadly finishing, and a reliable link-up play. What more could you ask for a modern-day number 9? Well, Dovbyk has really raised the bar with his performance this season, finishing with 21 goals and 7 assists in La Liga, top in both goals and assists in La Liga this season. He has reportedly attracted interest from a number of European giants, but rumor has it that he will remain at Girona to help them in their historic first Champions League campaign. Now, before we move on to the very best attackers in 2023-24, please don't forget to subscribe to FootyFlix for more content. Number 7. Erling Haaland. Now, you might have expected Haaland to be much higher up in the rankings, but 7th place fits him perfectly based on what he has shown this season. He's definitely dropped down a gear in 2023-24. It is true that his first season in the Premier League was one for the ages, but no one expected him to fall so far down the pecking order this term. On the bright side for the Norwegian, despite his unbelievable and in some cases hilarious misses, Haaland is once again the Premier League's top scorer with 27 goals to his name. Whether that would be the case if he hadn't been at Man City and hadn't had the likes of Foden, De Bruyne, and Rodri alongside him, well, we'll never know. But it is a fact that Haaland could have scored at least 10 more goals if he hadn't missed so many chances in front of him. Imagine what would have happened if Foden hadn't been in the best form of his life, scoring 2 wonderful goals against West Ham in the last round. In that game alone, Erling missed at least 3 great chances that would have made the Citizens' success even more impressive. A testament to his poor form is indeed the number of chances he's missed in the 2023-24 season. Yes, Erling Haaland is first in the whole league for big chances missed with 34, even ahead of some of the biggest disappointments in this regard, like Darwin Núñez and Nicholas Jackson. Still, Haaland is a fantastic player, but shouldn't allow himself to miss like that if he wants to be remembered as one of the best in the world. Number 6. Lautaro Martinez. Coming in at number 6, we have the sole representative of the Italian Serie A. It may seem that the Serie A has taken a backseat to the drama in England, Spain, and Germany this season, but there have been some memorable things happening in Italy as well, with Bologna qualifying for the Champions League and Inter adding a second star to their crest by winning the 20th title in their history. Much of the credit goes to the Italian league's top scorer, Lautaro Martinez, who has proven himself to be one of the most consistent and dangerous strikers in the world. After scoring 25 and 28 goals respectively in his last 2 seasons, Martinez added 27 to his tally for Inter as he enjoyed one of his most prolific campaigns with the Nerazzurri. And while the fans have become used to the partnership between him and Romelu Lukaku in recent seasons, the start of this has also seen the introduction of a new formidable duo for Inter, Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram. The pair didn't need much time to settle in, scoring and assisting from the very beginning of the season. In the end, Inter proved to be miles away from their title rivals, finishing 19 points clear of Milan and scoring a total of 87 goals, or around 30% of the team's total in Serie A, provided by their biggest star. Number 5. Ollie Watkins. Certainly the most sensational striker of the season, alongside Guirassy and Dovbyk. And yes, the other two have done great things with Girona and Stuttgart, but Watkins has done it in the strongest league in the world, not only being Aston Villa's biggest threat, but statistically the most prolific striker in the Prem. In addition to his 19 league goals, which placed him 4th behind Haaland, Palmer, and Alexander Isak, Watkins was also the league's top assistant with 13 goal passes, beating the likes of Palmer, Odegaard, and Heung-min Son. It is also interesting to note that of the current crop of Premier League players, only Mohamed Salah and Son have scored more goals than Watkins since the Englishman's Premier League debut in 2020. Further evidence of how underrated Villa's star man is. His fine form has not only seen the Villains qualify for the Champions League for the first time in 41 years, but has also secured him a place in England's squad for the European Championship, which begins in June, where the Three Lions will be among the favorites. However, it's still unclear how much playing time Watkins will get in Germany, and one of the reasons for this is... Number 4. Phil Foden. Watkins should be proud of his presence in the England squad, but the threat posed by so many stars in the Three Lions attack would certainly reduce his chances of making the Euros. Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Cole Palmer, and of course, Premier League Player of the Season, Phil Foden. Some of you may have watched our previous episodes on the best midfielders of the year. If you haven't done that yet, you can watch it right after this one. Now, you might have been surprised to see that Phil Foden was missing from that list. That's because Foden has played much more as a winger this season as a result of Riyad Mahrez's departure in the summer. It is a fact that Foden really excelled in his new position as he enjoyed his best ever individual season for Man City, culminating in a 6th Premier League title for him. Foden was arguably the most important player for the Citizens this campaign, playing a crucial role in Man City's biggest games. A goal against Real Madrid and Tottenham, a hat-trick against Aston Villa, 3 goals in the 2-league clash against Man United, and, of course, the crucial brace against West Ham, which officially crowned Man City champions for a record 4th consecutive season. Number 3. Vinicius. At number 3, we have Vinicius, who could easily have been number 1 or number 2 if it had not been for the other 2 incredible goal scorers. Nevertheless, Vinny finished another season as Real Madrid's key attacker. Compared to Foden, who we have already seen to be very decisive for his team, Vinicius is even more so. Just listen to the teams the Brazilian has scored against in 2023-24. Bayern Munich, 2 goals. Man City, 2 assists. Girona, a goal and 2 assists, Napoli, a goal, and last but not least, 4 goals and an assist against Barcelona, including that spectacular hat-trick in the Super Cup final. Just as it's said that it's only a matter of time before the likes of Mbappe and Haaland win the Ballon d'Or, the same surely goes for Vinicius as well. Interestingly, it could even happen sooner rather than later, especially if the Real Madrid winger is crucial in the Champions League final, as was in the Copa America with Brazil. Just imagine if Vinny wins this year's Ballon d'Or. Number 2. Kylian Mbappe. However, Vinicius' biggest rival for the Ballon d'Or, according to many experts and pundits, is his future teammate Kylian Mbappe. The Frenchman enjoyed another impressive campaign for PSG, which proved to be his last at the Parc des Princes. With his 54 goal contributions in 2023-24, Mbappe finished his time at PSG with 256 goals and 108 assists in 307 appearances, or an average of over a goal involvement per game. And while there may be little doubt as to whether Vinicius will win the Ballon d'Or, Mbappe will certainly have at least one in the next 3 years at the most. And if it was more difficult to achieve this coveted objective at PSG, it would be a cakewalk with Real Madrid's star-studded squad of Vinny, Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Endrick. The only thing that could give Carlo Ancelotti a headache next season is how to combine all these names in the Real Madrid attack to make everyone happy. Well, we'll find out very soon. But one thing is for sure, Mbappe will be the new top star of Los Blancos. Number 1. Harry Kane. Now, first, a quick question from us. Can you think of a top striker who, after 10 years with one team, moves to a foreign league and not only becomes the continent's top scorer, but his debut campaign is the most successful of his entire career? Well, this is exactly what Harry Kane has done in 2023-24. Surely the highlight forward of the season, Kane should be glad to enter the 2024 Euros in his best form ever, hoping for his first silverware after yet another trophyless season on a club level. Indeed, his debut campaign at Bayern Munich couldn't have been worse, as the Bavarians were knocked out in the early rounds of the German Cup, finished 3rd in the Bundesliga, and to top it all off, were knocked out of the Champions League semifinals by a controversial late refereeing decision that was highly undeserved. Harry Kane is arguably one of the unluckiest players in the world, but his goal-scoring prowess is unmatched by any other player at the moment. His 36 goals in the Bundesliga will win him the first ever European Golden Boot. What do you say? Do you think we're missing some players? Or maybe these should have been lined up differently? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to check out our latest episodes. Catch you next time!